gloss black paint, a red accent line GMC has never put on a Denali. Underneath that red pinstripe sits venting GMC has never engineered into a factory Denali. Functional ducting that exists for one reason, and I'm saving that reason for later. Stay with me because it explains why this is the first Yukon Denali built to actually earn a horsepower number this high. As for whether 550 horsepower in a Denali makes sense, my answer depends entirely on whether you're cross-shopping this against Escalade-V's raw power or Navigator's quiet luxury. We're covering the exterior, stepping into that cabin, then getting into real numbers. But first, the backstory. Because this trim didn't start in a styling studio. It started as a direct answer to a number Cadillac published. Most people are staring at the red pinstripe and black paint. That's not the point. What matters is the lower fascia venting beside it. Ducting routing cold air to a front-mount intercooler ahead of the radiator. Every performance SUV in this segment relies on cooling paths borrowed from the base engine. GMC engineered a dedicated air path for forced induction instead of leaving that job to a shop. Speculative tech number 1. Dual-path intercooler ducting. The lower fascia routes cold air directly to a front-mount intercooler ahead of the radiator. The logic is simple. Heat soak kills sustained boost faster than anything else. It closes the gap between a truck that makes big power once and one that holds it lap after lap. Step inside, where the cabin argues a different case. That black leather with bronze-copper contrast piping isn't standard Denali fare. The color-blocked bolsters read closer to a Range Rover SVR's cabin than a GMC. The ergonomic call worth naming, GMC kept the rotary command dial in matching bronze finish instead of a column shifter. For a truck chasing performance numbers, that's correct. You drop into sport mode by feel mid-corner, not by scrolling a screen. But the seats stay Denali cushy buckets, not the bolstered performance seats a 550 horsepower truck should wear. Speculative tech number 2. Adaptive bolster tensioning. Side bolsters read lateral G-force in real time and tighten before the truck actually leans into a corner. The reasoning is simple. A cabin built for comfort shouldn't have to choose between that and holding you in place under load. It closes the gap this platform's seats otherwise leave open. Now, here's what I actually think. Escalade-V still gives you more lateral support in the corners than these buckets do. The exterior is where that competitive intent becomes obvious. The brief wasn't to out-luxury Escalade-V. GMC never had a shot at that fight. It was to answer the 682 horsepower number Cadillac published and close enough of that gap to make the price difference the real conversation. That's not a press release detail. That's the actual competitive math behind this trim. Every panel on this truck traces back to that specific number. Start at the grille. Deep mesh in gloss black with GMC badge and red lettering. A deliberate break from Denali's usual chrome forward face. The red pinstripe runs the full lower body, from front splitter through the rocker panels to the rear bumper, tracing the truck's actual load path. The bronze multi-spoke wheels aren't just color-matched trim. The wider offset is what lets this stance clear the bigger brake package without flaring the fenders further. Move to the rear, and the LED light bar carries the GMC badge dead center above dual exhaust outlets, finished in the same bronze tone. That's a detail most shops charge extra for. GMC built it in from the factory. This design holds up because every accent traces to function, not trend. Under the hood, the story gets serious. Engine, 6.2-liter twin-turbocharged Ecotec 3 V8, 550 horsepower, 580 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic, 4-wheel drive. In real conditions, that's enough to make this the first Denali that can keep an Escalade-V honest off the line. Electric pre-spooled turbos. An electric motor spins the turbos ahead of throttle input, eliminating the lag you'd expect from hardware this size. The logic closes a real gap. Escalade-V supercharger delivers power instantly, and turbos have always lagged behind that. This eliminates that lag without the parasitic drag a supercharger carries at cruising speed. Escalade-V still wins on total horsepower, no argument there. Navigator counters with a quieter cabin but has no performance answer to either truck. The engineering case is closed. The financial one is next. Now, here's what I actually think, completely straightforward. Every decision on this truck traces back to that Cadillac number. The turbo ducting exists because 550 horsepower generates real, sustained heat. The bolster critique exists because GMC still prioritized comfort over outright grip. And the pricing gap exists because closing it completely, dollar for dollar, was never actually the goal here. Expect this configuration to land between $122,000 and $126,000. Escalade-V starts around $168,000 and climbs past $170,000. More horsepower, more prestige, and a genuinely faster truck, but a $45,000 gap that's hard to justify for most buyers. For context, the real 2026 Yukon Denali Ultimate this trim builds on starts closer to $110,000, so the forced induction hardware and brake package account for roughly the rest. On residual value, GM's factory-differentiated Denali trims have historically held close to 48% of MSRP after 5 years, and that number matters more here than on a base Denali, since aftermarket turbo kits void warranties and tank resale value the moment they're installed at an independent shop. If you want outright power and the badge that comes with it, Escalade-V still wins, no contest. If you want 90% of that presence and genuine factory performance for $45,000 less, this is clearly the smarter buy for most driveways. Either way, this Yukon earns its premium through factory-engineered performance, not aftermarket bolt-ons. That red pinstripe from the opening shot, now you know it traces the actual load path, form following function on a Denali for the first time. I'd love your perspective if you've put real miles on an Escalade-V or a tuned Denali. Does factory forced induction feel different from a shop build setup? Next up, Escalade-V versus this Carbon Fury side by side. $124K for this Yukon Denali Carbon Fury or $168K for the Escalade-V? Drop your call below.